She humiliated me at brunch. So I invited her to my new address. My mother stood up at our family brunch, looked straight at me, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Evelyn is the only Carter who can't even keep a stable roof over her head." The table went quiet. Then someone laughed, then another. My brother smirked into his mimosa. My dad studied his eggs like they held the secrets of the universe. 2 weeks later, I texted her, "Come over Saturday." "New place, let's have coffee." She replied, "New apartment, that's nice, honey." When she pulled into my driveway that Saturday, her phone slipped from her hands and cracked on the pavement. She stared up at the house, 3 bedrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows, mountain views, and whispered, This can't be yours." Oh, but it was. And she had no idea this moment was 12 years in the making. Before I tell you what happened next, hit that like button only if this story earns it. And drop your city in the comments. I actually read every single one. Now let me take you back to the night that changed everything. The night I discovered what my mom really did with my money. At November 2021, I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in Phoenix, the kind with thin walls where you hear your neighbor's entire life. The AC rattled like it was angry. The bathroom sink dripped constantly, drip, 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 like a countdown to something. I was 27, working as a risk analyst, making $64,000 before taxes. Student loan payment, $1,260 every single month. I tracked every dollar in my phone like my life depended on it, because honestly, it kind of did. Meanwhile, my mom loved telling relatives I was barely scraping by. She said it with this concerned voice like she was worried, but there was always this edge to it, this little laugh. Like my struggle was entertaining to her. For years, I believed the story she told everyone, the story she told me. When I was 18, 2 weeks before college started, she sat me down at our kitchen table, grabbed both my hands and said, "Honey, I need to tell you something, your college fund. It's gone." I remember the exact look on her face, tears in her eyes, voice shaking. "The market crashed, we lost everything, I'm so sorry." She hugged me while I cried. The next morning, she helped me fill out loan applications like it was just part of life, like it was normal, and I believed her. Because when you're 18, you don't think your own mother would lie about something like that. I carried that story for 9 years, until my brother Logan bought a house at 26. A gorgeous 2-story place in Scottsdale with a pool, a 3-car garage, and a backyard that looked like a resort. When I asked him how he afforded it, my mom jumped in before he could answer. "Logan has always been smart with money. He saves, he plans." The implication was clear, I didn't. I told myself I was just behind, that I'd made bad choices, that maybe I wasn't as responsible as I thought. Until one Tuesday night my phone rang. It was my Aunt Renee. We weren't close. She lived in Tucson. We maybe talked twice a year at family events. When I saw her name on my screen, my stomach flipped. "Hello," long pause, "Evelyn, I need to tell you something." "And I should have told you years ago." My heart started pounding. "Okay," another pause. I could hear her breathing. "Your college fund, your mom didn't lose it in the market." The room tilted. "What?" She withdrew it, all of it. I was there with her at the bank. I couldn't breathe. That's not possible," she said. "I know what she said." Renee's voice cracked. "Evelyn, it was $38,900. She took it out the week you turned 18. My legs gave out. I slid down the wall onto my kitchen floor. Why would she? 2 weeks later, Logan's down payment cleared. For his first condo, the apartment went silent except for that dripping sink. Drip, drip, drip. "I kept the bank documents," Renee said quietly. "I didn't know if I should tell you. But after what she said at brunch last week, I couldn't stay quiet anymore." The call ended. I sat on that floor for 2 hours. I didn't cry. I couldn't. Something inside me just shut off. And here's what I realized. If I confronted her, she'd make me the villain. She'd twist it. She'd cry. She'd say I was ungrateful, that she did what was best for the family. I'd seen her do it my entire life, so I didn't call her. I didn't scream. I didn't post about it. I opened my laptop, and I built a plan. For the next 4 years, I worked in silence. I took every project nobody wanted. I stayed late. I learned new software on weekends. I watched YouTube videos about investing at 11 p.m. while eating instant ramen. I started putting money into index funds, small amounts at first, $200, then $500 a month. I didn't change my lifestyle. I kept my old car. I still lived in that noisy apartment. And while my mom told everyone I was struggling, I was growing. A year later, I got promoted. Salary jumped to $82,000, then $108,000, then $136,000 with bonuses. I didn't tell my family. I didn't post on social media. I didn't celebrate publicly, because every time I'd shared good news before, my mom found a way to diminish it. "That's great, honey, but do you have a house yet?" "Sounds nice, but Logan got his promotion at 25. It was never enough." Then one day she tried to set me up with some guy from her church. Her text said, "He owns his home, it would stabilize you." That word, stabilize, hit me like a slap disguised as concern. That night I opened Zillow, not for him, for me. I wasn't just looking for a house, I was looking for proof that I wasn't what she said I was, and I found it in North Phoenix, nestled against the mountains, 3 bedrooms, chef's kitchen. Windows so tall they made the desert sky feel like it was inside the house, a backyard with a view that took my breath away. Listing price, $820,000. I ran the numbers 17 times. I checked my savings, my credit score, my investment accounts. Then I made an offer. 3 weeks later, I sat in a title office signing my name over and over and over. When they handed me the keys, I sat in my car in the parking lot and just stared at them. And I didn't call my mom, I didn't call Logan, I didn't post a single photo. I moved in quietly, like I was building a secret that would eventually tell the truth for me. Then came that Sunday brunch. It was my cousin's birthday. The whole family was there, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. My mom was in her element, telling stories, making people laugh. Then right in the middle of dessert, she looked at me and said, "You know, Evelyn is the only Carter who still can't afford a stable home." She said it like a joke, but it wasn't a joke. Logan snorted into his drink. My dad went silent and looked away. A few people laughed, not loud, but enough, and something inside me clicked into place. Not anger, clarity. I smiled. Took a sip of my coffee and said nothing. 2 weeks later, I sent her a text. "Mom, I'd love for you to come over Saturday, 2 p.m. I'll make coffee." She replied within seconds, "New apartment." "How exciting, send me the address." I sent the address. I didn't correct her. I spent that morning cleaning even though the house was already spotless. I baked cinnamon muffins, not because I needed to impress her, but because I needed my hands to stay busy. At 2:04 p.m., I heard a car in the driveway. I looked out the window. My mom stepped out, looked up at the house, and froze. Her face went blank. She took 3 steps forward, stopped, pulled out her phone, and it slipped right through her fingers and shattered on the concrete. She didn't even pick it up, she just stared. I opened the front door. "Hey, Mom, come in." She walked in like she was in a dream. Her eyes moved slowly, across the vaulted ceilings, the marble countertops, the custom light fixtures, the view of the mountains through the back windows. She touched the kitchen island like she thought it might disappear. Then she turned to me and her voice came out small. "Evelyn, this isn't yours." "It is." "How?" I smiled. "Coffee?" She didn't answer. She pulled out her cracked phone and called Logan. Her hands were shaking. "Logan, you need to come here right now." Then she called my dad. "Get in the car. I'm sending you an address, now." 20 minutes later, they were both standing in my living room. My brother walked around like he was inspecting the place, checking the finishes, opening cabinets. My dad just stood there looking lost. My mom kept pacing. Finally, she snapped, "Evelyn, where did you get the money for this?" Her tone wasn't curious, it was accusatory. I stayed calm. I worked. I saved, I invested, I grew. "Don't be smart with me. How much did this cost?" "That's not your business." Logan crossed his arms. "Did someone help you? Did you get money from someone?" That stung. The assumption that I couldn't have done it myself. I looked at my mom. "You told everyone I was struggling." She blinked. "You were, I wasn't. You just needed me to be." She opened her mouth to argue. That's when I walked to my desk, opened the bottom drawer, and pulled out the envelope, the one Aunt Renee gave me. I placed it on the kitchen counter. "What is that?" my mom asked. "Open it." Logan grabbed it first. He unfolded the papers. "Read." His face changed slowly. "Mom, this is a withdrawal statement." He looked up at her. "It says, Evelyn's education fund, $38,900. The room went dead silent. My dad's face went white. "I thought that money was lost." My mom's jaw tightened. "This is out of context. It's dated 2 weeks before Logan's down payment," I said quietly. Aunt Renee was there. She kept the records. Logan looked at the paper again, then at Mom, then at me. My dad sat down heavily on the couch. "You lied to us," he whispered. My mom's voice went sharp, defensive. "I did what I had to do. Logan needed help. You were going to take loans anyway. It was family money." "It was my money," I said, "in my name, for my education." She tried to speak. Nothing came out. For the first time in my life, my mother had no story to tell. I looked at all 3 of them. "I'm not asking for the money back." They looked surprised. "I built this without it. I don't need it anymore." I poured coffee into 3 mugs, set them on the counter. "But here's what I do need." I looked straight at my mom. "You don't get to rewrite my life anymore. You don't get to tell people I'm struggling when I'm not. You don't get to use me as your story to make yourself look better. My mom opened her mouth. Nothing. If you want to be in this house, you come as my mother, not as my narrator. That was the day my mother lost the thing she loved most. Not money, not control, the narrative. And here's what I learned the hard way. Lesson 1. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is to stop explaining yourself and start proving yourself. Lesson 2. Truth doesn't need volume, it needs proof. I didn't argue, I didn't yell, I just showed up with receipts, literally. Lesson 3. Build your life for you, not for an audience. I didn't buy that house to prove anything to my mom. I bought it because I deserved it. The fact that it also shut down her narrative, that was just a bonus. If you're in a family where your worth is measured by someone else's ruler, you don't have to break the ruler. Just put it down and pick up your own. If this story hit you, drop a like. Share it with someone who needs to hear it, and tell me in the comments, have you ever had to set a boundary that changed everything? I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take good care of yourself because you guys are my family.